對功夫嘅起源，我哋有很多唔同嘅說法，但係有一點可以肯定，功夫係由我哋嘅祖先一代一代咁傳俾我哋嘅。喺眾多中國文化當中，功夫可以說係擔當一個很重要嘅角色。作為一個武者，我哋應該不停咁去鍛鍊我哋嘅身體同埋意志。正因為咁樣，我哋只能夠將功夫一代一代咁傳落去俾我哋下一代。呢一個正正就係功夫嘅精神。I'm 師傅 Yeung. I'm a martial art practitioner and also a movie choreographer. In the following video, I'm going to introduce to you a few different martial art kung fu style. I hope you're able to take something away from this video.
One of the most widespread of the 7 styles is Wing Tsun. Folk legend tells the tale of a Shaolin nun named Mui creating the style in the Shaolin temple around the 1700s before passing it on to her female disciple, Wing Tsun, who gave the art her name. It is said that her husband passed the style onto the red boat travelling opera companies, which was said to be a front for many anti-Qing dynasty revolutionaries. The opera troops sailed the rivers in their red boats, furthering the art in secret in order to fight the oppressive Qing forces. Just as they were a small force of revolutionaries fighting a large ruling dynasty, Wing Tsun is also designed so that a weaker opponent can beat a physically stronger opponent through tactics and technique. From the opera boats, the art was passed down through the generations until it reached the noble Ip Man, who was later responsible for teaching the art to Bruce Lee. Ip Man was recently made into a movie made popular by Donnie Yen and was also choreographed by Sifu Yeung. The movements seen in Wing Tsun's main hand forms are generally soft and relaxed, as any movement done with brute force is not pure Wing Tsun. The art concentrates on redirecting energy from the opponent rather than using force against force.
Okay, Jace, what do you think about the sparring you just have done with Gabby?
I find it really hard for a smaller person to actually go in. Every time when I'm trying to go in, I always get punched before I can even get in. So what is the best way to actually move in without getting attacked?
Okay, I think you don't understand, how Wing Tsun work, but I explain to you. Very easy. If a bigger guy here, if you stand in front of him, for example, if he tense his fist, he try to squeeze me, he always win. But if I step one step away, sideways, you try to squeeze me, I'm a lot stronger. So for example, even in this position, if you squeeze me, I push forward, I can send him backward. Okay? So also, if he's in here, if I try to squeeze him, if face to face, he can fight. But if he's sideways, if I squeeze him, I can. So basically, for a smaller guy, how to fight, come back to a bigger guy, you have to understand, you never stand in front of him. If it's face to face, you got a problem. If it's sideways, you're okay, disregarding your hand is inside, outside. So if you're fighting this way, no good. This way, okay. This way, okay. Also, when he gives you a jab, you have to understand, you have to step side. You can't just like staying here and then receive the second punch. This is not right. You have to block, step side, and now you got the angle. Okay? So this is the way how you fight a bigger guy and stronger person. Okay, Jay, do you mind give it a go again? That's better. Yes, one more. Good. Okay, right. So Jay, what else have you got? What problem have you got?
The other problem is when I'm going in and when I'm finished striking, when I don't know what should I do next after that.
Okay, basically, when you go in Wing Chun, we have continuous striking like this, but also we can have takedown as well. So for example, after I got this 1, 2, then in here at this position, I can perform a takedown. You control his head this way and use the leg this way. In here, you can do the takedown and continuous attack while he's going on the ground. Okay, right? So give it a go. Take it easy. Okay, one more. 2 strike. Good. Okay. Make sure the first one he's attack. This is a strike. This is a strike. This is a strike. You know, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, that's good.
The Wing Chun knife form is based on a pair of swords known as the Ba Zam Do, literally translated as 8 cut swords, but typically known as butterfly swords due to the nature of their appearance. At roughly half an arm's length, their usage is found in many Chinese martial arts. However, Wing Chun has made them its own as they can be used as an extension of the techniques found within the empty hand forms. Striking movements allow for correct alignment and structure of the body and can act as a guide to reinforce centerline theories. It is one of 2 traditional weapons found typically within the Wing Chun system.
Gabby, how are you?
Hi, not bad. I just want to ask a question. I know in Wing Chun it's knife application.
Yes.
I want to know what's the application and how would you use it against other weapons?
Okay, basically, the main idea about the Wing Chun knife is teach you how to break into the distance. How do you break in the distance, right? Because, for example, you got a longer weapon and heavier weapon maybe. So how am I able to use my footwork to get close range and use my short knife, right? So I can show you, for example, in a minute you're going to strike me, right? So for example, if you strike me, now this is the way how to bridging the gap. Right. I try to stay out of this range as much as less as possible, because if I stay here you can attack me. Right. So as soon as I block it, I'm stepping forward to go to the target, to the arm or to the neck. Okay, so the whole Wing Chun system is about that as well. We are not staying in someone, strongest area, right, to wait for the attack. We are going to bypass it and then go close to the target. This is how to use Wing Chun knife to against a longer weapon.
What about if someone strikes you sideways? What's the defense or application for it as well?
Okay, so same thing, for example, if you strike sideways, I'm going to step side, right?
So
in here.
Right.
In here. So because I know if you strike sideways, if I stay here, this is your strongest area. Right. If I block here, I don't have any advantage. Okay. But if I step in and using angle, then I got a lot more advantage. Okay. So for example, if you strike in again.
Right.
Understand?
Okay.
Okay. Right. So am I answer your question?
Yeah.
That's good.
Thanks very much.
Okay. You're welcome.
The length of the Wing Tsun pole can vary. However, it is typically longer than poles in other systems, and it tapers from wider at the grip end to thinner at the striking end. It is said to have evolved from equipment used on the red boats from the travelling opera days. Like most of the principles of the Wing Tsun system, it is straightforward, direct and efficient with very little fancy movement. In fact, it is based on a minimal amount of movements and conceptual strategies, which is why it is known as the 6.5 point pole. Some say 6 movements are used for striking and 1 for redirection, hence the half point. The longer nature of the pole is good for keeping an opponent at bay, as opposed to the very close range techniques seen in the hand forms. It is said that when actual pole fighting takes place, there should only be a single sound of poles connecting before a subduing strike is dealt. Real pole application is not based on multiple exchanges like in fencing.
So, Sifu, how do you use the pole to generate power, and how do you generate power with the pole?
Oh, right, but that's very easy. Basically, the most important thing is, no matter what weapon you're doing, you try to connect the weapon to the body. Okay, so for example, when you're doing the pole form, your pole should be always against your body. If your pole is away from the body, this means this is only single component. Right, you're not able to generate power from the body and to the pole. But if you put it against your body, when you turn, the pole turn with you. So in this way, I got a lot more power. And this is why when we train the stand, we got a solid stand, and plus the rotation here, we can amplify the power. Right, so for example, if you attack me in here, I just have to move a little bit, my body, but my pole move a lot, and I got a lot of power because this is from my stand, from my core, and toward the pole. And I can do this as well. Okay, so this is how to minimize your movement, but getting the maximum power in a short range. Understand? Am I answering your question?
Yes.
That's good.